Okay, y'all, I'm in Wyoming. I am about, where am I? 70 miles from Interstate 80. Yep. Not too bad. I don't know why. Going back seemed to have taken less time than getting there. Maybe it's because it's all downhill. I don't know. Anyway, what's happening, hot stuff? We're gonna stop. Why are we stopping? Oh, they're just doing construction or something. They're doing asphalt patches up this road. Anyway, so I was finger puppet watching a episode with Lisa Ballou and Chase Hughes, and he was discussing some, I'm sorry, I went to Flying J. I had to get a breakfast burrito, but oh, pilot car, follow me. Oh, this should be fun. We are. Yeah, huh. Okie dokie. First time I've seen that before. Anyway. So we have some kind of. Okay. Woo! Lit it right up. Construction shit going on. And we're following a pilot car through a construction zone. I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not taking 89 to Logan, Utah. No, I am not. Yeah, not my cup of tea. It is pretty going through there, though. I will say, like 84. Oh my God, it's fucking incredible. Okay. And I'm pretty sure they know a shortcut, but I don't know exactly what's going on up here. It might be, 18-wheeler rolled over. They're paving. This is not unusual. At least they got a pilot car. Unlike, our assholes where I'm at. They fuck up a wet dream. Okay. Alright, they're just being safe. No worries. I'm not. Really. Just trying to keep us off the fresh oil. So anyway, this video, I watched it on the way here. And Chase was talking about how one of the red flags with identifying narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, things of that nature, is that they don't have many close friends. Alright, people that they have a, consistent, relationship with. Now, I don't have a lot of close friends who are local, is because I'm not from here. I'm not from Tennessee. And I have a military background. And most of the people that I resonate with or jive with or are friends with or close to in that regard they've left New York, they're scattered to the winds. We have all found our own way. That is the reason why my personal close relationships are not local. I mean, I've been in Tennessee for 10 years. I had gone to church and had a group. I went through a lot of trauma. I think that people are too involved with their own lives to be able to open up their brains and hearts, and because the world is a different place now, to exercise that compassion and that need of community anymore. So when I was going through my healing phase, I basically cut ties with everybody. But that does not mean that I don't have people that care about me and do check on me. Like, one of the guys at work, he texts me, "Hey sis, how's things? Right? Ain't seen you in a few days. You doing okay? How's your vacation?" You know, that kind of thing. I didn't reach out to them. I was busy. They reached out to me. Busy with my granddaughter, busy with my daughter, you know, catching up with my son-in-law because he's in the medical field and we like to talk shop, you know. And they've got a lot on their plate. They're trying to, you know, keep their lives in check. And, you know, my daughter has an at-home job. It doesn't pay a lot, but it's substantial enough to keep their heads above water. And he earns whatever it is he earns, a little less than me with my occupation. Plus he's got his schooling and everything, his residency and whatnot. He still has to take, he has to go out to, like this time he's got to go to Las Vegas for his obstetrics thing. So he's got to do a residency for, you know, X number of months out there, or, you know, however, a week, 2 weeks, whatever it is they require, you know, that kind of thing. Travels around. Anyway, I have a friend that's 3 hours away. I grew up with him in high school. He has been bugging me for 10 years. Hey, come visit. It's not that I don't want to go visit. I just don't have the energy. So, I may very well pit stop there on the way home because he messaged me while I was out here. Somehow he found out I was out here. Hey, she's going to be coming by my house. Catch her. Hey, can you come by this date? So I messaged him. I was like, yeah, send me an address. I'll let you know. It might be doable. I don't know. You know. And then, I've got friends in Texas. I've got friends in Minnesota. You know, I've got friends that, you know, I appreciate these people. I have Facebook. It's actually, you have to log into 2 different accounts, but I have friends. And no, I don't talk to them because I'm very busy and life is in the way. I am not invited. I've been invited and everybody's like, we just want you to know that you are invited, but if you don't want to go, we understand. Because they know that I'm not antisocial, I'm an introvert. There's a difference. You know, they have a tendency to be, you know, perceived as antisocial. No, antisocial is a personality disorder close to sociopath. I am not sociopathic. That I can assure you. There's a numbness and a psychopathy inside sociopathy that does not apply to me at all. There's that. So, but if you consider not having a lot of local friends as part of a red flag dynamic, you really need to justify that there's a reason why there's no friends. Okay, they came out of the military, they decided to relocate near family. They don't get out much because they're always working. Right? You know, the only place to go meet people is at bars. I used to have a big, huge group of people I hung out with, being motorcycle affiliated, yada, yada, yada. I chose to not socialize because I was trying to quit drinking. So there might be a reason why people don't have local, because they decided to do some kind of self-improvement, and the people that they used to associate with, not so much that they didn't like them, just they have, you know, things that would compromise your own personal growth. There's that. And that is one of the reasons why I stopped going to the bars. That I stopped doing the motorcycle rallies, because they usually frolic around bars. Yes, I do drink, but I don't like to drink away from home. I don't want to put my livelihood at risk of driving, things like that. There's reasons. So, as far as my friend circle goes, the only friends that I really have are the ones that I have actually acquired through work. Had another guy message me on Facebook Messenger. Hey, how you doing? How's your visit out there? Because he knows I'm out there. You know, that kind of thing. And I messaged him back, very cordial, having a great time. Things are good. You know, yada yada. You know, them checking up on me. Because I'm cared about. But I'm not going to go bug dude or the other dude or any other dude or, you know, anybody to, you know, hang out with me. If they want to go do something, they let me know. And they've also learned that I'm the type of person, I don't like spontaneous plans. You want me to go somewhere, you better tell me a month in advance. Because I don't like rushing. And I have to, like, get my head in the game. Because I'm an introvert. I'm just not. And they, you know, and they say, oh, these zodiacs are introverts and these zodiacs are extroverts. I can be extroverted if I'm in the right social setting. But it'll take me 3 days to recover. I will not leave my house for 3 days. Because of my job, I'm very much by myself. It's a very isolating job, but there is interaction. I interact with the customers. Hi, I need you to sign the ticket on this one. It's a little sketch. You know, there's, is there any particular way you want me to position this truck? You know, do you have an idea? Because I have an idea. I'm looking at it. I think it'd be better if I back in. You know, stuff like that. And communicate with the customer. Or they'll tell us, hey, you're going to do all the steps and the patios. We're going to have this other guy do all the flat work because you're better at it. Okay. So I'm going to be moving around, and that guy's going to get empty before me just because of the projects they want me to focus on, as opposed to, you know, just emptying me out on one job. That kind of thing. Yes, communicate with customers all day long. And it's not all negative, not all of it. You know, sometimes you get that one turd. Yep, there's always one. But it's not even the contractor. Sometimes it's just one little dingbat that's on the crew. Just seems to think they're on a power trip or something. And you're like, yeah, I got a niece. Older than you, and I changed her Pampers. Step off. Anyway, yeah, we get those. Anyway, I say, I want to be in charge one day. Well, you better move a little slower because you're in no environment to think that you have a chance. Anyway. I got a lot of contractors that I'm really good friends with. I'm close to. We've had some funny shit happen, and then we reminisce when we see each other again. That kind of crap. But as far as, you know, close, personal, like the example I can give is my stupid ex, right? This last one, he grew up in the area where we are. He does not have any local friends. That was the red flag for him. Because he grew up there. In that area. He has no local acquaintances of any kind. Anybody that he's gone to school with. He never ran into them anywhere. We would be out and about, and he never ran into any of these people. Hey man, how you been? Heard you doing the service. Nothing like that ever. Nothing. Yeah. There's something fucking wrong with that family. Now, I go up to upstate New York and I go up there to see friends, right? And we meet up and we do a big biker run. Did that once. Went up just to see, I had a friend come down. She was talking about coming down and visiting her daughter, and they were stopping in East Tennessee. I was like, how long are you going to be there? She's like, oh, about a day or two. I was like, I'm on my way. I ain't talked to her since we were 15 years old. But I went out there, met her husband. We drank beers, laughed, giggled, reminisced, brought up the past, talked about the past. Facebook keeps people close, but at the same time it can be very controversial and cause a lot of rift in sociological norms. There's a lot of people that I had estranged or disengaged from in high school that they're friends on my Facebook, but they're not really friends. They're just there to keep tabs on me to see if I, am a complete proverbial fuck up. Right? I don't post a whole lot. I post a lot of philosophical shit, like, narcissism and abuse and things like that. That is kind of like my focus. That's kind of like my end game. It's, everything's on a psychological level. I have even, basically poked the bear at my sisters on occasion. They are no longer friends on my Facebook. Another red flag identifier. There are people who they don't have any friends, and the only people that they are close to are their family. Why is that? So that would be my ex's thing. He has no friends. He grew up here in this local area. And nobody wants to associate with him but his family. And even then, he doesn't even talk to his dad because his dad found out the truth about him. He figured it out. Yeah, they didn't see it until he got with me. They didn't see what sense of twisted derangement the man had until he got with me. That's coming from the baby mama's mouth. She goes, I think you opened their eyes. She said, and then my sweet boy basically found his voice with your help. It's okay to say no when you need to. Period. And so, anyway, what am I doing? Oh, I'm only doing like 62. But yeah, that was the philosophies that Chase Hughes does in respects to. He just did a video in regards to Charlie Kirk. It's freaking awesome, by the way. Where he's talking about, it's good versus evil. It's no longer red versus blue or left wing, right wing. Nothing. It's all of the media and all of the news broadcast and social media, blase, is designed specifically to get you to lean on one side of the fence or the other. It's those of us that are in the middle are the ones that are like bleeding the sanity or attempting to bleed all over everyone our sanity to this situation. My daughter doesn't even, her and I were talking, she's like, yeah, I don't even like the Republicans anymore. I said, me neither. I said, but I'm not sitting on the Democratic side either, because I know how many of those whack jobs there are out there. You know, I said, my sister is a perfect example of woke liberal lunatic, and I refuse to fucking talk to her. Period. I refuse to talk to her. I've unfriended her. My other sister, she's got my other sister buying into this bullshit, not realizing the damages they are doing. Yeah, I stopped talking to her too. Just, I'm done. Fucking done. And, they're throwing this giant birthday party for my mother in October. And my mom is like, you know, I said, if my daughter is not going to be there, I have no reason to go. She's like, I understand. I was like, yeah, I got no reason to be up there. I don't care. I said, if I go up to that state, if I take the time, which I might just do when I get back, put in for it, I'm not going to the birthday party. I'm going up to see a friend who's dying of cancer, because he's always been good to me. I'll do that 18-hour drive, go up there, see him, and then head my ass back. I'll stop in and say hi, and then continuing on. I do not have any desire to be social whatsoever. I'm going to see him, and that's it. I have another friend that's down in Long Island. If I get froggy, I might go down there, see her. Because she's like, she's my heart. That one. But yeah, I do have friends that I like to, when I go on vacations and I go visit people. This douchebag that I was with, he didn't even go and visit anybody. He stayed home. Staycation. Well, he probably went on a bunch of dates trying to find his next victim. But no social outlet, no buddies to be like, yeah, you know, me and my girlfriend are, you know, we're thinking about going and playing pool. Why don't you come and meet us? We'll, like, play teams or something. We didn't even do miniature golf. The guy is kookadoo. I mean, there's introvert. I mean, there's introverted. I like to be around 1, 2, 3 people at most. That's about as big as the crowd needs to be for me to feel comfortable. If it gets any bigger than that, I don't know how to act. My daughter's the same way. And she's like, is there something wrong with me? I was like, no, you're just like me. I started to recognize my introversion when I was in high school. Now, I'm very outspoken. I was very outspoken. And people would be like, you're such an activist. Yeah, I probably was. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I don't want to fucking talk to you. I wasn't seeking attention or comfort in people. I did not need their validation. I did not need the attention. I wasn't looking for that. I liked the social interaction, but I wasn't begging for it. You know, social interaction in school, you know, maybe I wanted to be a little bit involved, but I didn't need a lot of people around to be involved, that kind of thing. Yeah. I had friends who, they liked huge gatherings and tons of people around, and stuff like that. That wasn't me. So it's not sociopathic, it's not psychopathic, it's selective. Me, I'm selective. My friends are all over the damn country, and if I go near that area, I try to touch base. Now this time, I'm going by an exit I could take and go due south and go see my sister, and I'm not fucking gonna. I'm leaving early enough, I could. I don't fucking wanna. I just don't have it in me to deal with this psychotic shit that she is fucking deranged. Now, she is, we used to call it the 6-figure club. You know, to make that was the goal, to make 6 figures, right? Yeah, we all do. The thing is that, she used her husband basically as a stepping stone to get to her success. And apparently, you know, as the story is told, he is the one who started to drift away. I don't blame him. I fucking cannot blame the man. I really can't. Him and I are very much alike. He does not like huge crowds. If he does have huge crowds, he stays in with a secular group of people. He's not a social butterfly. He kind of hangs out in the background, the fly on the wall type of person. I get him. But he has a lot of friends. He didn't have a lot of friends in New York because he didn't grow up there. He had a lot of friends in Colorado. When they moved back to Colorado, he had a social life. He had friends. So long story short, I think my sister was the facilitator of the destruction of her marriage. And even though she has become successful on my brother-in-law or ex-brother-in-law's time, I believe that a lot of what has happened, she has broke out of holding her sanity together, and now she's just demonstrating how fucking deranged she really is. And I'm like, yeah, I knew you were a little kook before, but now it's like fucking over the top and I can't take it. Yeah, there's people in your life that you're gonna start to recognize, okay, there's something very fucking wrong up there. It's not illegal to just say, you know what, we're on 2 different thoughts and paths, and I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Even if it's family. Yeah. I've kind of estranged all of them. The one sister that, you know, raised my daughter, well, basically held my daughter captive after I let her go live there, so I could get back on my feet and figure things out. Yeah. Yeah, that sister. Yeah, I very rarely talk to her ever about anything. She doesn't even call to ask how I'm doing. Nobody gives a fuck. So why should I go out of my way? So, with that being said, I'm going to get off here because I'm sitting here like driving and probably going under the speed limit because it's pretty. Fuck it. Anyway, I'm almost to the interstate, about 40 miles. So, that's my talk. Chase Hughes. Chase Hughes. Yeah, check him out. He's excellent. What is wrong with me? Okay, do the stroke thing. I'm good. Anyway, talk to you later. Peace.